I get it. It's human nature to be a part of a community, to be a part of something, and to want everybody to be a part of what you're a part of. However, it doesn't have to be like that. Everybody can have their own tribe, and everybody can coexist within their own tribe and within their own ecosystems. And everyone's ecosystems can, what's the word called? Not benefit, complement each other. Once we start going, my ecosystem's better than your ecosystem, that's when there's conflict. That's when we create conflict. Or once we go, your ecosystem has to be like my ecosystem, then that's when we create conflict, especially if it just doesn't work. It never will work. And we agree with your ecosystem. However, you don't agree with our ecosystem, and you want us to be your ecosystem. However, we're not trying to do anything to your ecosystem or anything like that. And this is what I'm talking about. Okay? We just don't want to be involved. This is what I'm alluding to, okay? Now, I've been on this earth for almost 3 decades now. And in the beginning, and here's my disclaimer. I don't give a fuck what you do, who you do, as long as you ain't hurting nobody. I don't care. I am never gonna impose my beliefs on other people and be like, no, you have to believe in what I'm believing. No, just hear me out. If we agree, cool. If we don't have to agree. But as long as you let me hear me out, as long as you hear me out, and as long as I hear you out, and we can at least understand, I can understand your point, you can understand my point, my beliefs, then cool, we can coexist, we can chill. It's all good. But the moment is, I don't like your beliefs, so therefore I don't like you, then that's where we get into a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, and like, I'm just trying to say, yo, the LGBT communities, leave Muslims out of this whole thing, is what I'm saying. We don't want to be involved in it. We don't care what y'all do. We just don't want to be involved. That's literally what I'm alluding to with the whole ecosystem analogy. I would say 95% of Muslims, right, don't want to be involved. We're not shunning it. We're not saying that it's bad. It's in the scriptures, it says that it's haram, and it says it's forbidden. It says don't do it. So we don't do it, but we don't shun it, and we don't judge others that do it. Just like we're taught not to judge others just because they're different than us. That does not mean that y'all gotta force us to be involved in some shit that we don't want to be involved in. It doesn't. So someone said this well. Islam does not need to fit in your community. It doesn't have to. Because going back, the scriptures and all that, it said that's what it says. So the moment you try to force it on us, like we're idiots, or like we're not these governments, these Islamic governments that are so like egregious to the point where like they're out here murdering and doing all these things. No, we're not. We don't agree with that. That's not what we're talking about. We're not those people. But just because you see that does not mean that we're those people. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us just want to fucking do our jobs and live our lives and not worry about shit all the time. You know what I mean? And there's a guy who says it perfectly. He says it perfectly, okay? But I'm gonna do right before this. So someone on Twitter, they try to add they try to use the prophet's words and talk about homophobia. And I'm just gonna say this. Be careful. Me, I'm just telling the people that are just trying to keep forcing it on Muslims and all this shit, be careful. Me, I listen. I'll sit down, listen, have a conversation. I don't care. Agree to disagree, agree to agree. I don't give a fuck. But that's me. Not everyone is like me, is what I'm saying. Do not force shit on people. The moment you start forcing shit on people, you're going to get an answer, you're going to get an action that you're not going to like. And guess what? People are going to defend that action because they're Muslim. That's all I'm saying. So, I was on Instagram, like literally just now, and a teacher was snapping on Muslim students for not pulling up to the Pride events because it's Pride Month, right? And she snapped. It's an Edmonton teacher.
For lunch, if you think it's acceptable to not show up because you think if there's some Pride activities going on at school, right? Oh, that's fine. You know, because I'm going to show my opinion by hanging out at the mall. But meanwhile, all of those kids who are, you know, involved in, say, the Gay Straight Alliance or whatever, I don't even know if we have that anymore in our school, they're here when we did Ramadan for Lion Time, and they're showing respect in the class for your religion, right, for your beliefs.
Okay.
It goes two ways. If you want to be respected for who you are, if you don't want to suffer prejudice for your religion, your color of skin, your whatever, then you better give it back to people who are different from you. That's how it works. It's an exchange. And it isn't like that in all countries. As I told you, in Uganda, literally, if they think you're gay, they will execute you. Out to lunch. If you believe that kind of thing, then you don't belong here. Because that's not what Canada believes. We believe in freedom. We believe that people can marry whomever they want. That is in the law.
So if you believe...
And if you don't think that's...
Alright, let me shut this bitch up. If you believe in freedom, right? Then don't you think people are free to believe in what they want? And what does sexuality have to do with religion? This is what I'm talking about. I know a lot of Muslims, even when it comes just down to the topic of sex, it's very sensitive. Very sensitive. A lot of Muslims, they don't even talk about sex till marriage. You don't hear topics about sex until marriage. Unless you have cool parents that, like, my mom's a little bit cool, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's a little bit cool. She's on the young side, so you can talk to her about girls and shit. But not a lot of parents you can do that with. Muslim parents. Talk to your mom about girls. Talk to maybe your dad, maybe here and there, but not really. And you're not talking about sex or anything. Like, sex is not even a topic that comes up in the household. I've never even heard my mom talk about sex at all. Ever. Especially when she was single and everything, bringing the men over and all that. Never, ever. Because it's taboo. Right? This is straight sex. So imagine the haram sex. Imagine how parents are gonna react to that. I imagine what do you think the parents are gonna do? Yo, you're not going to that. You're not going to that. There's so many situations where as a Muslim kid you have to sit out. So what? What about the Jehovah Witness kids? What about no one has smoke for the Jehovah Witness kids, right? You know, what about the Jehovah Witness can't even celebrate their own birthday. Jehovah's Witness can't celebrate your birthday, their birthday, nothing. Are you gonna tell them to go back? They don't belong here? I thought Canada was, hey, everyone has their own beliefs. If my beliefs don't coincide with yours, I'm going to walk away. That is it. No one protested. No one came through with picket fences. No one did anything. People just said, my kid is just not going to pull up. That's it. And as a kid, I get a few days off, and it's the month of June. It's the end of the year. It's the end of the year. We already know. Everyone knows that end of the year is just bullshit ass classes and you watch movies and there's parties and snacks and shit. We all know that. So it's like, yo, you already did your exams? You already got your final report card? Everything's good? Yeah? Cool. You ain't got to go to school anymore for that shit. All right, Dad, fine. Cool. All right, Mom, fine. Like, this is because the ecosystem does not coincide with that ecosystem. However, this village is trying to tell this village, hey, y'all gotta live like us, y'all gotta be like us. This village said, no, we're cool. Y'all do you, we're cool. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. When you keep pushing people to believe in your beliefs, someone's gonna snap. Eventually, people are gonna snap. People are starting to get tired of this shit, is what I'm saying. We get it, but some people are starting to get tired. When then you're trying to add the Muslims into it, I'm telling you, it's just it's a rough hill to die on, is what I'm saying. With the Muslims, is what I'm saying. Leave the Muslims out of it, is all I'm saying. It's not gonna go well for y'all. I am personally, as an ally, giving y'all a warning, like, because it's starting to become too much.